This is Karen.
Buenos dias, I'm Shane.
Today we're looking at part 2 of Marvelous
Mallorca.
And the vocabulary words are appreciate.
Appreciate.
Because of its many parks, the city is great for those who appreciate nature.
Abandoned.
Abandoned.
I reported the abandoned car that was parked in front of my house to the police.
Composer.
Composer.
Olivia studied late 18th century composers in school.
Capital.
Capital.
Sacramento is the capital of California, my home state.
Really? Gallery.
Gallery.
Sophia likes to visit art galleries in her free time. So we're still talking about the marvelous
Mallorca.
That's right. Last time we talked about how beautiful it is.
Yeah, and the beaches, right?
And you can ride your bicycle around the island. But today, if we're going to talk about some other things that you can do.
I think it's quite famous for going to the beach, right?
That's right.
But you can go to the countryside there.
So there's some cool things too.
It's becoming more and more popular. Like there's some abandoned farms that have been turned into some retreats where you can go and just relax and enjoy the countryside. And there's lots of festivals going on.
All summer long. If you like music, they got street markets. You can enjoy the wine and the great food. Mallorca is definitely the place to go.
Yeah, and if you like music, speaking of music, if you like classical music, you like Chopin, there's a monastery there where he actually stayed, and now it's a museum, so you can see stuff about Chopin or music, classical music, so that's kind of cool.
And in the capital of Mallorca.
Palma.
That's right. You can also see a lot of historic buildings, you can see a lot of museums, and if you enjoy paintings by Picasso.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Some of Picasso's paintings are in the museums there.
That's right. You can definitely enjoy the art and the culture and the music.
Yeah, they have Salvador Dali there and Miro. Oh, wow. Yeah, there's a lot of great Spanish artists.
That's right. It just sounds like a wonderful place that has a combination of everything.
Right, a lot of culture and a lot of fun, a lot of natural beauty. Oh, awesome.
All right, so let's go to Mallorca.
Meet you there. Adios.
Marvelous Mallorca.
Although Mallorca's beaches have been its main draw for many years, more recently visitors have begun to appreciate the island's cultural attractions too. Many of Mallorca's grand old houses and abandoned farms are being turned into pleasant rural retreats where visitors can enjoy the relaxed lifestyle of the Mallorcan countryside. In the nearby villages, summers go by like one long festival. The days are filled with music, dancing, and street markets that sell Mallorcan wine and other delicious local produce.
Today's lesson is called Marvelous Mallorca, Part 2. Hi everyone, my name is Jeff.
And I'm Mike.
Okay, let's get started once again on our lesson on Mallorca, home to Rafael Nadal, one of the great tennis players of all time. In his generation, there's Roger Federer, there's Novak Djokovic, and then there's good old Rafael Nadal. He calls Mallorca home. Now, although Mallorca's beaches, and we started talking about the beaches last time, although Mallorca's beaches have been its main draw for many years, more recently, visitors have begun to appreciate the island's cultural attractions too. So before, people thought, hey, you got the mountains there, and then the eye candy, the beautiful coasts around Mallorca. But there's much more to be had there in Mallorca than just beautiful landscapes and coasts like that. Yes, more recently, our article says, visitors have started to or begun to appreciate the island's culture as well and the cultural attractions.
Interesting. So here we have this word appreciate, talking about visitors, tourists, appreciating the culture of Mallorca. Well, when we talk about appreciate in this sense, we're kind of saying they respect it. They think it's good. good. They like it. And they know that it's, important or interesting or unusual. It's something that we should give respect to as well as enjoy. Now, in another way, we can use appreciate just as kind of a way of saying I'm thankful for something. I appreciate my friends. Hey, I appreciate you driving me to the airport today. That was a very kind thing to do. And in another way, we can also use this to talk about if we understand something. We understand its value, all right? I appreciate how important my health is to me. I was sick last year. It was terrible. So now I have a better understanding of how important or how good or, how much I need something. So appreciate's always a little bit different, but it generally means we're thankful and we respect or understand something's importance. For example, because of its many parks, the city is great for those who appreciate nature, who enjoy and respect and like to spend time in nature.
Anyways, yes, many of Majorca's grand old houses and abandoned farms are being turned into pleasant rural retreats where visitors can enjoy the relaxed lifestyle of the Majorcan countryside. How about that? Now, here we've got grand old houses and then abandoned farms. It doesn't sound like these farms are going to be abandoned for long. They're being turned into things that people can enjoy. But yes, abandoned farms. Those are farms that the farmers have left. They've left and they don't look like they're coming back anytime soon. Yes, if something has been abandoned, someone has left something somewhere and they have no intention of returning and picking it up, or you have a house or a farm or something and you leave those places and you think, you know what, I'm never coming back. I'm abandoning this place. Yes, abandon would be the verb. Abandoned here would be an adjective. For example, I reported the abandoned car that was parked in front of my house to the police.
And if you want to do your shopping, well, head to the local village. In the nearby villages, summers go by like one long festival. This is that culture we're talking about. The days are filled with music, dancing, and street markets that sell Majorcan wine and other delicious local produce. Wow, so you'll have lots of options for eating, drinking, dining, and entertainment. Yeah, maybe learn a little bit of Spanish to help yourself with the shopping, but I'm sure there's an app for that, and it sounds like you'll have a really good time enjoying Majorcan people, food, culture. What a great holiday. And we haven't even finished. There's still more.
All right, so let's listen to some musica and then let's dance.
Wow.
Bailamos.
Wow.
We dance.
Spanish classes are paying off.
All right, everyone, let's go ahead and take a break there. It's time for us to, take that break and also bailamos.
Muy bien.
Hello， 大家好，我是 Hanny。同学们，如果有在关注网球比赛，你应该知道纳达尔这一号人物，这一位来自西班牙的球王，就是出生在马略卡岛哦。那我们在第一天的课文介绍了马略卡岛的自然景观，接着来看看岛上的文化景点。好，课文就说，马略卡岛上呢，许多宏伟的老房子，还有废弃的农场，正在转变成舒适僻静的场所，让游客们可以远离城市喧嚣，在那边好好享受马略卡乡间的悠闲生活。那在附近的村庄呢，夏天就好像是一场漫长的节庆，每天都充满了音乐舞蹈，然后你还可以去逛一逛这种街头市集啊，去买马略卡岛这个葡萄酒，还有在地农产品之类的。好，那这边用到两个单字 appreciate， 它是动词，表示欣赏、赏识，它还有领会或是感谢的意思。那么 abandoned 它是形容词，形容弃置的、舍弃不用的。接回课文中。
Marvelous Majorca.
In one of these villages, Valdemosa, you'll find a monastery where the famous composer Frédéric Chopin and his lover George Sand spent the winter of 1838. As well as now being a museum devoted to the great musician, the monastery also holds a classical music festival in his honor every August.
Word on the street, Mike, is that you like music.
I do. I like music.
You're a fan of music.
I like music.
You play the bass.
Play the music.
You like to play the music, listen to the music. How do you feel about this piano player fellow named Frédéric Chopin?
Oh, Chopin. You mean Chopin? I'm a big fan of Chopin. No, I'm not a big
Frederick Chopin.
Chopin. That would be the correct
Polish
way.
pianist.
That would be the correct
Genius.
way to say. Yeah, of course.
Not named Chopin.
I'm not a big Chopin fan. I'm not so much into the romantics, more the Baroque style music. But of course, he is a very well-known composer, and it seems
there's a connection to Mallorca.
He spent some time on Mallorca. We find out all about this in our first sentence. You mentioned Rafael Nadal, the famous tennis player. He lives there now. Chopin used to live there. Don't look for him there. He's gone. But let's find out about this famous resident of Mallorca. In one of these villages, Valdemosa, you'll find a monastery where the famous composer Frederick Chopin and his lover George Sand spent the winter of 1838. That's absolutely amazing. So they stayed in this monastery back in 1838 in the winter. And of course, as we mentioned, Chopin is a famous classical music composer, probably also a piano player, a pianist.
Fantastic pianist, yeah.
But a composer is what he's most well known for. What is a composer? This noun simply means someone who writes music. That's it. You're the person who sits down and either works it out on the piano or something, writes it down on the music paper, on the notation, and stuff like that. When we think of composers, we often think Mozart, Beethoven, Tchaikovsky, Chopin, Bach, people like that. Sure, you could be a composer of modern pop music. We might call you a songwriter or something like that, because composers are mainly focused on the music, not the words so much. So that's why we might separate the terms we use. Olivia, for example, Olivia studied late 18th century composers in school. So that would have been like Mozart or someone like that.
So is that what she majored in? Interesting. I don't know if you can do that, but hey, you can take a look. They're very interesting, the lives of these composers. Now, as well as now being a museum devoted to the great musician, the monastery also holds a classical music festival in his honor every August. So there you go. You like music there in Mallorca? You can also listen to the Spanish music and the classical music if you go there in August. Head to this festival. All right, folks, with that, it's time for us to take a break, but don't go away. We'll be back soon.
好，下一站我们来到一个村庄，叫做法德摩萨。著名的作曲家肖邦和他的情人乔治桑在那边的一座修道院度过了1838年的冬天，而那座修道院现在就是专门用来纪念肖邦这位伟大音乐家的博物馆。那么也会在每年的8月举办古典音乐节来向他致敬。文中用到 monastery 就表示修道院，也可以指寺院。那么单字 composer 它表示作曲家。麦克老师在解释单字时用到 notation 这个字 notation notation 表示符号，我们用 musical notation 就可以表达音符。好，老师还有提到说，那如果是流行乐的创作者，我们一般是会用 songwriter 来表达歌曲创作者，而不是用 composer 来表达这种人哦。好，那接着回到课文中。
Marvelous Mallorca.
Palma, Mallorca's lively capital, is also home to many museums, historic buildings, and galleries. Here you'll be able to see works by great Spanish painters such as Picasso, Dalí, and Miró, whose former house in the city's western district is open to visitors. As the day winds down, spend an evening enjoying a freshly caught supper in one of Palma's oceanfront restaurants while taking in a beautiful Mallorcan sunset. What better way to wrap up your Spanish adventure?
Let's get back to Mallorca. Next, we're going to move on and talk about a really important city there in Mallorca. In fact, we're going to talk about the capital of Mallorca.
Ah, okay. Yeah, of course. It's good to visit the biggest city on the island. No matter where you go, you'll probably find a little bit more going on there. So let's find out about Palma. Mallorca's lively capital is also home to many museums, historic buildings, and galleries. Yeah, you'd expect to find things like that in a big city, in a capital city. More of the cultural stuff will be located there in the capital of Mallorca. So does this mean it's a country? And that's where the president is?
No. Remember, Mallorca is a part of Spain, and the capital of Spain is Madrid.
Which is not on this island.
Which is not on the island.
No.
But here, when we're talking about a capital, we're talking about an important city in a place that houses the government of that place. Okay, so let's say there's a mayor in Mallorca. Chances are they live there in the capital. All the government people live there in the capital, or at least work in the capital. Now, one note. The capital of a place is not always the biggest city in that place, let's say. Like New York City is not the capital of New York State, for instance, okay? It might be the cultural capital, the financial capital, the capital in every other way, but the government center in New York there, the capital, is actually a city called Albany. Anyways, for example, Sacramento is the capital of California, not San Francisco, not Los Angeles, not San Diego. Sacramento.
Other things you might see in Palma, a gallery, or probably several galleries. This noun is basically a word we use for a space that is used for viewing art. All right, usually it's a large open space. Now, it might not be a museum. A museum would have galleries, those big rooms where they hang the paintings, but museums are more places for people to come and look at old, famous works of art, and you can't really buy things that you see there. But in a gallery, it's kind of like a shop for art. So you'd go to the gallery, they might have a special showing, and in many cases, if you like the painting and have a lot of money, you can buy the paintings on the wall in a gallery. You'd also go to a gallery to see sculptures and 3D art and all kinds of things like that. But if it's art you appreciate with your eyes, you'll probably go to a gallery to see it, if not a museum. For example, Sophia likes to visit art galleries in her free time. Yeah, it's a fun thing to do.
Okay, moving on. Here in these galleries, here you'll be able to see works by great Spanish painters such as Picasso, Dali, and Miro, whose former house in the city's western district is open to visitors. Yes, I'm a big fan of Miro. Now, moving on. As the day winds down, spend an evening enjoying a freshly caught supper in one of Palma's oceanfront restaurants while taking in a beautiful Mallorcan sunset. By the way, I hear if you do go to Mallorca, the fishing is great. You can go fishing yourself, or a fisherman can bring you one of these freshly caught dinners of fish they just pulled out of the Mediterranean there. They might even clean it for you and cook it up for you in one of these oceanfront restaurants. Sounds magical.
And this beautiful orange, purple, yellow, red Mallorcan Mediterranean sunset coming down. You're sitting there with your fresh fish and a nice cool drink. What better way to wrap up your Spanish adventure? What better way to end your beautiful, wonderful, enjoyable holiday in Mallorca? All right, let's go. I'm ready. Let's go.
Oh,
We're going. We're going. We're going to be there for lunch.
He means let's go ahead and ask the what do you think question.
Okay, the plane leaves in a few hours. Come on.
Shoveling or something?
So in your opinion,
what is the main draw of Mallorca? And you can't say shoveling.
I'd say the main draw of Mallorca is that you get to enjoy all the wonder of Spain, but in a much smaller package, because, you know, traveling around a whole country can take a long time, but I'd rather go and spend 5 or 6 days really getting to know this little island. I think that would be a good way to spend time.
A concentrated dose of Spain.
And I might see Rafael Nadal.
Amazing. All right, everyone, with that, it's time for us to take a break, but don't go away. We'll be back next time with more.
I might even beat him at tennis.
No, you won't.
接着我们来到马略卡岛的首府帕尔马，这个地方很热闹哦。你可以看到很多的博物馆啊、历史建筑，还有画廊。那在那边还有很多这种伟大西班牙画家的作品，像是毕卡索、达利还有米罗的作品。那当你吸收完艺术气息之后，傍晚还可以到帕尔马的沿海餐厅，一边欣赏美丽的地中海日落，一边享用美味的现捞海鲜晚餐。听起来很棒吧？我都想要赶快去订机票嘞。好，那我们最后来看两个单字 ，capital。capital 它表示首都或是首府，那也可以用来指向是某一种活动或是产业集中的重要都市，像我们要表达文化之都啊、电影之都、音乐之都等等，你就可以用到这个字。Jeff 老师刚刚提到说，首府 并不一定是最大的城市。像纽约州的首府不是纽约市，而是 Albany， 叫做阿伯尼。那么单字例句也提到说，加州的首府是沙加缅都，而不是我们常听到那些城市，像 San Francisco 旧金山、Los Angeles 洛杉矶，或是 San Diego 圣地亚哥之类的。好，那下一个单字 gallery， 它可以用来指艺术作品的展览馆或者是画廊。而补充单字 oceanfront 表示沿海地带。sunset 就是日落夕阳。好，那么以上是今天的讲解，同学别走开，马上回来哦。大家好，我是 Hanny， 欢迎收看我们的文法单元。今天要介绍文法重点有5个，第一个是 as well as， 第二个是 devote something to 加上名词或动名词，第三个是 in somebody's honor， 第四个是 what better way to 加原形动词，第5个是 wrap up。我们先来学 as well as。as well as 可以当介系词来表达除了什么什么之外，那么后面可以接名词或动名词，像是 as well as being a chef is also an actor， 他除了是一名主厨，还是一名演员哦。好，接着来学 devote something to 加名词或动名词。这个动词 devote 它表示将什么什么专用于，或者是奉献，或者是投入，像我们可以表达奉献投入时间啊、精力等等。我们常常会用 devote something to 加上名词或动名词来表达。例如 She devotes most of her free time to volunteer work。她把大部分的闲暇时间都奉献于志愿服务工作，也就是说，她几乎只要有空都会去当义工。好，那么接着来学习 in somebody's honor。in somebody's honor 它是指说为了向某人致敬，为了纪念某人，也可以写作 in honor of somebody。例如 The monument was erected in honor of the poet。这个纪念碑是建来纪念那一位诗人的。好，那么接着来学习这个句型 What better way to 加原形动词。What better way to 加原形动词，字面的意思是还有什么什么更好的方法呢？这是用来表达说什么什么就是最好的方法了。举例来说 What better way to start your day off than with a hearty breakfast？ 要迎接崭新的一天，还有什么比吃一顿丰盛早餐更好的方法呢？可是这不是在问问题哦，而是要表达说吃一顿丰盛的早餐就是迎接崭新一天最好的方法。好，那么最后来学习 wrap up。片语 wrap up 它是指说将什么包裹起来，也可以用来表达完成或是结束的意思，像是 Let's wrap this meeting up， 就是说我们结束这场会议吧。好，那么以上今天重点整理，我们下次见喽，拜拜。
Everybody,
来到 English
in action.
Holly.
I am Shane.
All right. So what's the topic today?
Today is going to be an amazing topic.
Yeah.
Do you believe me?
Yeah.
You do?
Yeah.
你相信我吗?
Yes.
Okay,
Yeah.
good. So do you know what the topic is today?
我相信你.
Yes, that's very good. You always have to 相信我.
That's amazing.
You too. Okay, so we are going to now go to the dialogues. I promise. 相信我. It's going to be good.
I'm so sorry. I will never hurt you again. Frank tricked me into kissing him.
Okay. I trust you, but I don't trust Frank. 我开始有点不懂. How do you get tricked? How did he trick you into kissing him?
I don't know. I don't remember.
You don't remember. Okay. Very interesting. Okay. So I trust you. I trust you. Okay. So I trust you. I trust.
我
Right?
信任你，这是非常很隆重的字哦，就是我真的
Trust you.
非常的信任，
对，
完全交在你手中。
Yes. or I believe you.
我完全相信你，我相信你。
Yeah. The truth is, I don't really believe you. How do you get tricked into kissing somebody?
I don't know.
Okay.
Oh, we're going back.
I'll take your word for it.
Okay. So I'll take your word for it. 就是我暂且相信你说的。
你说的，我可能就是觉得，有点，不是非常相信。可是因为你说的，那我就相信了。
你还是有一点点不确定，可是因为是你朋友说的。Don't worry. Really, there's nothing over there. Like there's nothing going on.
Okay, I'll take your word for it. I'll take your word for
Yes.
it. Okay, well, if you're having problems with English and you think we could help you, right?
我们就对了。
Yes.
I trust you.
I trust you.
I believe you.
I believe you.
I'll take your word for it.
I'll take your word for it.